I can find the future inside of me. I can find my promise.
Welcome to the It's All About Pink Love podcast with Dr. Renair, the Pink Love Specialist.
I can find the future, deepest parts of me. Arising from the dead to find the spirit inside myself. Taking love to the deepest parts of me. There's a power, the energy in my soul that sets me free. My heart is open for the heavens which supplies my source. And it's here. I can find my promise. I can find my future so clear.
Welcome to It's All About Pink Love. I am Dr. Renair. I'm in, and I am so glad to be here with all of you. So we just got past that day, that holiday, Renair's Day. Renair's Day, Valentine's Day, and blowing up. Conversations from people comparing themselves to what they saw online. My baby didn't do this, you didn't do that, you didn't do this, or I didn't have this, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. And they only doing it because of what they are seeing. No. They're only doing this because of what they're seeing. People are upset. People have broken up on February the 15th because what didn't happen on February the 14th. No. But that's why we're going to talk about it today. We're going to talk about it today because we do that, like social media. And it's funny because there's been so many shows. There's a documentary on Netflix called Social Media Dilemma. There are documentaries that talk about how the algorithms operate to put certain things in front of us, to invoke certain type of emotions. But I recognize it's not just social media that's the influence. What if you are the person that get the text message from your friend that's like, oh my gosh, they took me to Paris. That's me, French 101. Like, go back a couple episodes if you ain't hear it. But, or they're like, oh my gosh, my baby brought me a diamond necklace that says my boo. It's all this stuff, and you're getting those text messages, and every time you get those text messages, you think about the person in your life or not in your life, and you want to scream. And so I felt like it was necessary to have this conversation. And if you don't know, I'm running these same conversations over on my social media page. Please feel free to go follow me on Instagram at Renair Amin, RenairAmin. If you don't know the spelling, again, go back to your last screen and check out what you're listening to. But because these things are big, relationships have broken up this week because of what did or did not happen on Valentine's Day. All simply because of what we see in other people. So today we're going to be talking about compared to what? Compared to what? So, you've gotten past the big V Day, Valentine. In case you fast forwarded, I want to make sure we're all on the same page. But and you got thoughts, you got feelings, you in a way. Or you're on the other side. You're the person in your life, your friend, your situationship, your elevationship, whatever. You may be like, what the hell is the elevationship? That's the relationship. That's not really a relationship, but you don't really know what it is, but you kind of rolled into the next thing. But it's not a situationship because there's no drama. You kind of just elevate it to another place without discussion. That's an elevationship. So, and that's my term. So I'm telling you now, if I hear you use it, it's my term, right? Anyway, Just give me credit. But when we are talking about comparison, what are we comparing it to? Compared to what? Are you comparing it to a social media couple that you don't know who is making these amazing videos and reels and putting up things, and you don't even know if they really a couple? I remember a couple years ago there was a group, two people that were doing videos, and they were functioning as a couple for the sake of social media, but they were not together. But people were putting their relationship up against this couple. Like, look at them. They're in love. They're feeling it. The butterflies are flying. The hearts are going by. And then came to find out they weren't even together. They were just really good friends. Are you comparing yourself to a live actual couple that you know that may have different means than you do? If you know that you're having an issue, you're in a financial bind at this time, then you shouldn't be comparing yourself to a relationship where these people are making 6 or 7 figures. You don't need to be the next celebrity couple. They have access to means right now that you may not. And I say right now because, everyone has the potential to do whatever it is that they want to do. But when you're living in this idea that I need to have exactly what, I don't know why Kanye keeps coming up in my mind. Maybe because him and the person he's dating is in the news quite a bit lately, or I just saw those moon boots that, he has coming out. I don't know. But just because you see these celebrities online and they're spending time in $1 million homes and all this other stuff, they have access to means that you don't have at this moment. And it's okay. You may have wanted that diamond that was $5,000, but that person may have only been able to afford that cubic zirconia that was $100. What are you comparing yourself to? And so that's the thing that I want you to think about, and not just in the idea of relationship, but just in your everyday living. You know how I can tell when I'm comparing myself to people? I start getting depressed. I start getting depressed. I start getting sad. And typically I'm a person that celebrates when my friends get like that thing that they want, or they find someone that makes them extremely, extremely happy. When I'm having a bad day, you know what I do? I go, or off day, you know what I go do? I go look online and look at people that are winning. And something inside of me, the adrenaline starts coming up inside of me, and I'm happy for them. I'm crying with them. I'm celebrating them. But when I start having a thought process around anger and annoyance, and now I'm depressed and I'm thinking about what have I done in my 46 years, and I'm almost 50, and what does that mean, and all the stuff that comes with that, I know that I'm comparing myself. And comparing myself in a way that is not motivational. Because you can look at someone and say, you know what? I want to be able to do that one day. I want to be able to travel one day like that. I want to be able to purchase, things a certain type of way where I could just walk into the store and say, bam, here's my card, and keep moving. Or bam, here's my cash, and keep moving, and not think about how much it really was. Where if I spend $50, I'm not going to be like, oh man, that was supposed to go to my phone bill. That's motivation is found in like, you know what? I just want to be able to do that one day. And I'm going to do whatever I need to do in a way that is healthy for me to get there. I'm going to get my own $1 million hustle on. Right? Then there's the voice that comes along with watching other people that you have to watch out for. It is the voice that says, oh, you should have done that by now. Look, they're only 27 and look what they've done. It's the voice that says, "Oh, look at what her partner brought her. You should make yours. You should make a big deal. You should text them right now and tell them they suck." That's when comparison is playing out. Comparison from a place of jealousy breaks a reality for the person. It takes them from a place of moving in what could be possible one day to, I want this now, and because I can't have this now, I'm going to be angry about it. I'm going to argue about it. I'm going to fuss about it. I'm going to yell about it because I cannot fully get into a space where I am owning that I feel inadequate. I am owning that inside of me feeling inadequate, that my value of life is inside of that. So it becomes a real conversation with self. Like, and let me say this, it's okay to turn off your social media. It's okay to just set aside a certain time every day where you say, you know what, I'm going to go online. I want to check to see what's going on with my friends and my family. I love them. But I'm not going to just scroll. I'm not just going to keep, taking in all of that. It's okay to step away from social media. It's going to still be there. And even if that platform's not there, trust and know that technology is creating another platform for people to get involved in. I don't think we will, at least not in my lifetime, see the end of social media. We went from Black Planet to MySpace to Downlink to, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, everything. So there's always going to be something. But it's how you use these things. If you're a person that likes, you say, I don't do social media, but I get magazines. It's whatever you use as a tool of seeing the world. TV. Whatever you use as a streaming platform, whatever you use as a method of seeing the world, that's where you have to be able to tap in, or you get to be able to tap in to things being a motivational tool and not a comparison tool that is tearing you down because you think that you don't have enough or you are not enough, and compared to what that couple looks like or compared to what that person looks like, you will never be enough. That's the thing with comparison. It can land in a place of you feeling like you never will be enough. You never will have that. And here's the deeper part. The deeper part is you could get that, exactly what you saw, and still not be happy. You can get that experience of being flown to Paris and still be unhappy. You can have that experience of being able to walk into a spot, put your card down, boom, put your cash down, bam, and still be unhappy. This is why the tool of comparison is dangerous, because comparison tells you that once I get that, then I'll be okay. Once I get that, then I'll feel love. Once I get that, then I will be, respected, acknowledged, validated. I'm saying this as a person that I consider myself very accomplished. Even outside of the financial part of things, I consider myself very accomplished. A lot of things that I set out for, I have received. But it wasn't until I was able to own that these things are things, they are external to me. that I was really fully able to be happy, that I was fully really able to enjoy life, because I stopped thinking that accomplishing this thing was going to give me everything that I thought it would. I started creating everything that I thought it would without everything I thought I needed to have. And once I was able to do that, then I started to experience a different type of happiness. I started to experience joy. I started to feel joyful. And do I still have moments when I get a little down, when I can't, do some of the things that I desire to do? Absolutely. I'm human. And it's okay. See, I'm learning grace. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back a couple episodes. I talk about grace. But the bigger part of it is I stopped allowing my accomplishments to define me. I stopped allowing society's view of what I should be and should have done by a certain age define me. And once I started doing that, then I was able to embrace the experiences differently. And so if something was not what I thought it would be, I was able to celebrate what was. And celebrating what was and is, it feels so much better than living in what wasn't and what I needed it to be. So if I could say anything to you today, I offer you to really look at what you're comparing yourself to. Ask yourself, compared to what? Ask yourself some serious questions. Do I really know the whole picture of what I'm comparing myself to? Am I comparing myself to a celebrity that has to live their entire experience through the lens of a camera? Or a reality star who, once they cut the camera off, is not what they've put the camera on for? Am I comparing myself to an age based on what society has told me I should do and be? And I'm going to tell you, the pandemic, if that didn't teach a lot of people about life in that age thing, like some people have been at their jobs for 20 something years and had no intention on leaving, and then the pandemic shut the business down and they have to start over and figure things out. What are you comparing yourself to? It's never, ever, ever too late. The only time it's too late is when your time to transition into something else becomes so. Depending on your belief system, I didn't want to get into like the afterlife, but when that time of transition comes, that's when you're not going to be able to do anything else but move on. But while you're here, there's still time. While you're here, there is still time. So, yeah, the next time you find yourself asking yourself 20,000 questions about your life after you witness something online, I want you to stop and just say, compared to what? Compared to what? So on that note, I'm going to let you go and get ready to go about your day and evening and being. And as you go into the rest of your week, I encourage you to love on yourself and stop comparing yourself to people. And if you broke up with somebody because of what they didn't do on Valentine's Day, because of what you saw everybody else do, then you may need to think about that. If you if you are navigating through your space and you see something online, and if you can't figure out a way to make it motivational for you instead of like beating yourself up, then, hide it. Hide it. We have mute Mute the person until you can get your bearings together. You don't got to unfriend them. You don't got to unfollow them. You don't got to delete them. You don't have to do any of that unless you feel that that's something that you want to do and can do. But just make the space safe for you. Make your mental space safe for you until you can figure it out. The only person that you should be comparing yourself to is you yesterday. You 5 minutes ago. And look at how far you've come and the things that you've learned. Celebrate your journey. But all that, spending too much time thinking about what everybody else is doing, I leave you with that question. Compared to what? So in the meantime, in between time, be loved and be blessed. I will talk to you soon and take care.
Thank you for joining Dr. Renair today. For ways to stay connected, please visit www.pinklovewellness.com. You can also follow her on social media. She is Renair Amen everywhere.